Okay, folks, we're just outside of Flagstaff, a bit to the west, a town called Parks, and we're gonna go digging for obsidian today at a site called Obsidian Tanks. There is really not a lot about it online. I heard one of the rock books has it. End of January, so I still got snow. That's gonna make it difficult, but we'll just go see what's there. It's a short drive, I'd say 5-7 minutes. That is not an exact thing, but you're looking at Government Road. On the sign it says 13000, and I think on Google Maps it's Fire Road 107. It's pretty cool because it's all red from the iron oxides in the earth. So we're gonna take this turn and see where it leads us, because apparently about 2-3 minutes up this road is where I should hop out and start looking. Wild buffalo. Oh no, wait. It's just a cow. Alright folks, I'm gonna stick with the program here. So the government road comes in along here, and I hit an intersection of a Y in the road where the government road keeps on going. My directions from the Puget Sound Flint Knappers website, arrowhead makers, say that I keep going to the foot of government road, but there's a sign here saying Obsidian Tank Road, literally maybe I'd say 100 feet, no, 200 feet ahead of me, something like that. So I took a left up Obsidian Tank Road, and I'm like a 30-second drive into it, and of course, as any rockhound does, I start looking out my window, right, just to make sure, see if there's signs. And right here, I haven't found the dig sites yet, but I just want to show you. Here's some silver sheen, and I saw some cobbles. I'm just looking at the road, right? The road fill here. So here's another cobble of it. Indicators. Obviously, it feels lighter than. Well, I guess it's got some weight, but to me, the surface is almost like it's been sandblasted. That always tells me. What are some other indicators? So the sheen, the way it breaks, it's a conchoidal fracture, and it's going to want to shine wherever it breaks. Again, it's a geological event, so when I do find the actual spot, it's going to be abundant, as you can see that you're using in the road fill. Any obsidian place I've been to, and I've been to about 4 or 5, it's always in the road, because again, these are like massive geological flows of it, right? So go ahead and take a hammer and snap a few open to really get a feel of what you're going for. Don't worry about waste. There are tons of cobbles in the road, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to get an idea of what we got for colors. It's the mahogany here that I'm really after. I saw a photo of some online that was quite stunning compared to the mahogany I've dug in Oregon at Little Glass Butte. Just for those interested, so when you get nice and close, I'm gonna look at this. There's a lot of basalt, anything that looks like barbecue rock. So this barbecue rock stuff is gonna be the foam from lava. Think of it like gas bubbles, stuff like that kind of foam, and it solidifies as rock. So this is basalt, and then there's also solid chunks of basalt here that are not obsidian, like this one, and it's more porous. But there's, I'd say, an overwhelming blend of obsidian, little tiny bits and pieces in this road. If I had to guess, like as far as, sizes this big, anything from a grape, the size of a grape upwards, you're looking at like 50% mix. Now, of course, the red basalts are out because they're the iron oxide stains. But if you have a glassy look to it, or it's got a bit of a smoother surface, because of the way it's weathered, right? It's a solid piece. It's not going to have bubbles from that foam. The solid pieces will have a smoother surface as they weather. So that's a little piece. And again, you can dig to your heart's content. Here's one where you can see the shine where it's been broken. So for obsidian to form, for those that don't know, it has to cool very fast. If it hits an underwater ocean, right? Think of Hawaii. Going in the forming in the sea, it's hitting the water, cooling very fast. If you hit the bottom of a glacier, as happened during the glacial ages, all kinds of things, right? So if basalt, it's magma while it's in the earth, lava when it comes, lava when it comes out. As soon as it exits the earth, it's lava, and when that cools quickly, you get obsidian. Okay, so I went to the end of Obsidian Tank Road, and that was a bust. It's a dead end to private property very, very soon, meaning 500 feet, not even. No, sorry, more than that. Kilometer, something like that. Anyway, so I turned around. I didn't see much. There were no dig sites visible right off there, so I continued down the government road, and right behind me here is a cattle guard. First cattle guard you'll cross, maybe 2 minutes as you continue past Tank Road. And I'm seeing the banks here, the cut bank, and it's everywhere. Like, I mean, it's legit obsidian. It's black butter. I haven't seen the mahogany yet, but there's lots and lots of cobbles. If you like the rough weathered texture, you can find some nice cobbles. Let's go find one. Here, right there. So that's a piece of obsidian. Let me see if I can focus it. So it's just got a nice weathered texture. No way you're gonna cut yourself. You give something like that to a kid. It's not tumbled. Can't really tell it's obsidian, but it may look pretty cool if you snap it in half. There's of course shiny broken ones here, right? Like that. This is what it looks like once it's been cracked. Again, you can see the conchoidal fractures in it. Let me turn you to the ground here and we'll just point some of this out. For example, obsidian, 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 so much, right? That's like, what, 2 square feet? And there's just, every step you take seems to be obsidian. Walked up a little bit, not too far, because I want to go find the dig sites. There's nothing big. For example, something like this is, ooh, there's a little critter on that one. I'll put you back down. Something like that's about as big as we're gonna find. Of course, the cut bank shows it more if you know what you're looking for. Let me get out of the light. That's an obsidian cobble. That is not how I tell. There's a little chip here, but it's the weathering that gives it away. Same with this one. Let me get out of the light. Obsidian cobble, not obsidian. So it's a texture due to the weathering. It's the depth of the black. But black butter is just, it's a really nice one. It's not very translucent or transparent. I'd say obsidian's translucent. So black butter is not, it's a very opaque, but very clean looking black. A nice, deep, dark black color. So you can wander on into the woods here. Don't get eaten by no cougars or nothing. Don't get bitten by no snakes. If you do, don't blame me. So you can keep walking up. And again, you'll keep finding cobbles as you go, right? Just beneath me here, looks like there was a bit of a wash came down through here. Not a major wash, but there's an obsidian cobble. Most of the other stuff around it is not. That's one. See the depth of the black in it? As I move up through here, I got 2 others I spot right here, right in there. 2 hiding in the grass here. And here's another one hiding there. Again, the depth of the black, the weathering, it all tells me it's obsidian. There's that one from earlier. Oh, that one, sorry, that one is not. The shape, it's too raw edged. The cleavage scars are not conchoidal on the bottom where it's snapped out. Even the sides are not conchoidal, but this one is. So let's pull this one out, right? I'm just not finding big pieces up here, but that's an obsidian cobble, so we could snap that open. It'd be nice, deep, dark black. So I'm guessing as I keep hiking up, I might find a flow source, something of that sort. I know I can come back here. I want to drive for a while because there's no point looking at the shitty spots first. So I'm gonna go see if I can find that mahogany I'm after. And on the way out, I know I could fill a bucket here in 10 minutes flat. No doubt about it. So let's head back down and keep this tour moving. For those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I'll just do this really quick. When you snap it, don't hit it right in the middle. You want to grab an edge. We call them platforms if you're specifically flint knapping. So somewhere like here, that one. I wouldn't I wouldn't use percussion on that edge where it bevels downwards. I'd use it like this on that slope, and I'd hit it right there and try and shatter the whole bottom sheet off here and get a nice window in. Of course, this one wants to break down the center. I totally could if I want to, but you know, when you work obsidian, you can literally sculpt it through impacts of percussion and traumatic force. So let me go ahead and set this one up to hit, and then I'll start working that out. I want to just show you a couple things while you're in the field. Standard rock hammer, you don't need a sledge or nothing. So a good S-wing, you know, $30 hammer, something. Right, here's that ledge I was talking about. Sorry, that's the exact one, so I'm gonna snap it. Make sure your fingers are clear. As the percussion wave runs through, it's gonna snap out at some point, and you don't really want to cut yourself. It's unlikely you will, but gloves are amazing. If not, just keep your fingers out of the way. So there, I got a nice window into the bottom. That's that nice black butter. Let's hit it again though with a bit more force and take a bigger piece off. I'm crushing that edge, so I'm gonna move over a bit to another spot here. And yeah, it's always about finding an optimal spot. So because I crushed that edge, I'm doing it because I'm kind of scared of cutting my fingers here, but let's see if I can do this. And it's not a proper tool. Usually you want a bopper. I like making excuses. There we go. So there's a bit more off. Horrible break, but I'm just doing this to give you an example into it. So we'll just keep bashing this apart. There you can see a nice piece relieved. So here's the flake that I just popped out. So there's usually an impact point, which would have been the underside here on my ridge, right? I hit it there, and the percussion ran underneath and snapped this flake out. It did, but it wants to go back in. There we go. Right there. Just like that. Pop that one out. So you can see a bulb of percussion right at the impact point where I first hit it, right on my thumb there where I'm bouncing the light. And it rippled out just like a water effect throughout the rest of the stone till eventually the energy wave dissipated. So feel free to break them apart. Road's down there. I went to the end of it. There's just too much snow. So I decided to take the hike. And it looks like I'm getting to a steep crest coming up here, which is what I'm hoping for. I also just found my first piece of mahogany. It's faint, but it's there. Orange lines, orange lines. So that makes me want to keep on walking. I'm also hoping to find some bigger pieces, but that one mahogany is starting to get promising. It's everywhere. Fun fact, even though that's, you know, it's a small chunk compared to what I'm used to, we're gonna put that right back down because I do not want to hike up this hill with a backpack full. We're gonna pick them up on the way back. It's called working smart, not hard. So I'm just hiking and hiking. This This is good though. I mean, I'm looking for indicators, right, to make sure I'm going the right direction. Meaning the quantity on the ground, the abundance. If it lessens, I know I'm walking into nowhere and wasting my time. If I'm getting more and more, or if at least it's staying the same, we're doing good. All this has a source. I don't know what the source is yet, but I know it ain't flowing uphill. So I'm gonna keep walking till I can find a larger concentration of it. But why I say this is good is because this wash will have brought down a lot from the top, so it's gonna give me a really good indicator of what's up there. So I'm gonna hop down in here, and I haven't been down yet, so you're gonna look at it with me, but we're gonna look at things like the sizes, see if the sizes get bigger, like that one. This is getting more into the size we want, but that is what we call way too fractured to do anything with. Let me keep searching around here, see if we find anything fancy. Not much more mahogany. Still lots of the black butter, but the pieces are getting significantly larger, meaning this old gal here still fractures. I can see it's riddled with fractures, but a smart person can work with that. But the sizes are more promising. So I put my big boy pants on, told whatever was in here not to eat me, and while I was walking into this cave, I spotted a vein of the obsidian running along here. So now I know where all these cobbles are coming out of, because this is about the right size for all of them. You can see them here. This is pretty cool because I've never seen it in situ, I think is the word, when it's still in the host rock. And I guess it's just been weathering out. So I don't know, I guess I can't dig the flow right out of the earth since it's hard rock situated. But now I know where it's coming from. I can go check further and see if there's more up top. There obviously is in a big volcanic vent. Look, there's another vein, right? See it in here, the undercutting that's been weathering it? Let me see if I can get out a light here. This is all obsidian in here. You just gotta trust me if you can't see it. I mean, it's a great spot to eat lunch. I didn't bring a lunch with me. Just chowed down before I walked up. I think we're over 5,000 feet above sea level. What can I tell you? I kept walking up the mountain, and now there is no more obsidian because I found those veins. It's been dropping out of there, rolling down the hill further. So now I know the spot, but there wasn't an abundant amount there. So I'm gonna skip across to the other side of this gorge. I don't know what you want me to call it. It's a big crevice in the ground, and then I'll see if there's any on that side at the same elevation. That'll give me a bit of an idea whether I should just cut my losses, walk back down, pick up what's there, or if I should keep hiking. I love the rocks. There's a lot of people that do this and they pick mushrooms. I of course love foliage too. If you see my jewelry lines, I'll cast things, I'll make metal molds out of the foliage. But another thing I love is finding bones, shed antlers, right? Let's see what we got here. I don't know much about antlers, I'm a vegan, but it looks cool, and so I'm gonna keep it. Now we're talking, folks. Just found my real nice first piece of mahogany. See how lush those reds are? This is gonna be a beauty. So I've crossed over from the other side, and it is the most abundant here I've seen yet. So I guess we're gonna keep walking. Plus, this mahogany gives me a lot of promise. Look at that sucker. I know you can go to Little Glass Butte and find it, but it's nice to have specimens. Oh, look at that. Look at the red in that one, right in the center there. It's not a lot, but it's what I'm here for. All right, folks. So I found the flow beds. You know, all I can say is hike to the crest of this mountain and you'll find them. I'm on the south side. I'm gonna go south. But I'm finding nice cobbles, you know, nice big cobbles everywhere. There is more mahogany, so I guarantee you it's here. I found more and more pieces. I put them in my bag though, and I don't want to fish them all back out. This wasn't an eruption where it like Mount St. Helen into the air or anything like that. Like it oozes out of the earth. I can tell by just the way it flows down, but I can also tell I'm in the bed. I wonder if you can see all the sparklies. You can't see all the sparklies. But let me just take a walk through the bed here, lava flow bed, and I'll kind of show you what we're dealing with. There's a lot of broken pieces, right? Some have very, very minimal mahogany-ness. That one has a very, I gotta focus for you. There's a very faint little red spot in it that you can't see. So let me pick up these two. And again, it's sparse throughout here, but it's here. Get some light on there. You see it. There you go. So you got mahogany up here, and it's a nice. You get the oranges, like the dark mahogany oranges, and there's definitely some nice blood reds. But what I'm getting at is, I'd say 90% of these pebbles that y'all see on the ground, all obsidian. Hear the cling? That high-pitched ting that obsidian makes. Let me, okay, well it's not doing it there, but obsidian makes ting while I'm down here. Found a nice piece of mahogany right there. You can tell it's mahogany because see the weathering, it gets orange-brown underneath. Not a lot I can do with that small one, but I still want it. Maybe I'll put it in the tumbler. Here's a nice piece, no fractures. Yeah, all I can say is hike that hill. I'm back down at the road. That's the end of Government Road where you get a Y. So the cattle guard is back down that way. I don't know how far, maybe not even a minute. I think actually the cattle guard is pretty close up there, like just around the corner. So I ran up right in here, which means the wash is somewhere over here. As you get through the trees clear and you'll be able to see the wash on your right.